Allie Lothing. We're going to be doing partner poses today. I'm going to have my husband and 3 kids help me out. Seeing as how I'm doing partner poses 24/7 with this one and almost 9 months pregnant. Couple things before we get started. You want to make sure that the person on the bottom can support the person on the top. I know it sounds like that should be a given, but you want to make sure that the person on the bottom is stronger and can support the weight that's on top. Also, you want to make sure that when you're doing aerial poses or having your child up in the air, that you have someone to spot them so that they feel more secure and it's a safer pose. Also, you don't ever want to put your kids into a position that makes them feel nervous or that they're not excited about. So this should be a really fun, positive thing to do with your kids. Don't ever force them to do it if they don't want to. And if you are like me and you have a 3-year-old, that can change every 3 seconds, whether they want to do it or not. So you have to kind of roll with the punches. I think that's it, and we're going to get started. Go ahead and pause. All right, so the first pose we're going to do, Andy's getting into child's pose. This is called Lizard on a Rock. Bear, go ahead. And lay back on your daddy there. There you go. Nice job. This is a wonderful chest opener. And then whenever Andy's ready to come out of it, he'll just start to sit up. And Bear will stand up. Good job. The nice thing with Lizard on a Rock is that you can do it with any number of children and ages. So Eliza's 8 years old. She can also enjoy Lizard on the Rock. Same thing. Andy will just gently come up. She puts her feet into the ground and comes on up. Jackson is almost 11 and he also can enjoy Lizard on the Rock. Excellent. And if Andy wanted to, he could take his arms and intertwine them above for a little chest opener of his own. Good job, guys. So the next pose we're going to do is Superman. And Andy's going to get on his back. He's going to put his feet on Bear's chest. And Bear, you're going to straighten those legs. Straighten your legs nice and stiff. Oh, hold on to Daddy. All right. There we go. Lift up those legs, buddy. Perfect. The one thing you want to remember, Bear, is not to wiggle or squirm when you're up there, right? Okay, Bear, what was it you said? I'm flying?
I'm flying.
All right, and then to bring him down, just very gently lower him down. Perfect. Nice job. So while I have Andy on his back, we'll do a couple more of these aerial poses. Jackson's going to go behind her just to be a support and, like I said, to spot if needed. All right, Andy's going to put his feet on Liza's back in the middle of her back, and she can communicate to him if that's not going to work. All right, Liza, reach back for Daddy's hands. All right, here we go. And she'll basically be doing a back bend in the air. Let those legs come down, Liza. There you go. Perfect. Nice job. And then he'll hold her hands as she comes down. Nice and slow and with control. Perfect. All right, Eliza, we're going to try a little bit more of a challenging pose. We call this flying bow. Andy's going to put his feet on her belly. Okay, take your time, Liza. All right, so he'll hold on to her hands. As she comes up, take your time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Whoop. There you go. It's okay. Why don't you just stay holding on to Daddy's hand and then reach with the other one. There we go. Perfect. Flying bow. Nice job. All right. Come on down. Fully supported there. Perfect. All right. Jackson's going to do what we call flying butterfly. So Andy's going to put his feet kind of on his pelvic bones and he's going to hold on to his hands. Bring him up. Jackson will put his soles of his feet together just like you would in cobbler's pose or butterfly pose. And it's like they're giving each other a high five. Jackson's head falls through there. And spread those knees nice and wide, Jay. There you go. Feels really good. Go ahead and look towards the wall, Jackson. Perfect. Good job. And down you come. Excellent. Okay. All right, so Andy and Jackson have gone back to back. You notice that they are really close. They've zipped up their spines. They're sitting up nice and tall. And then they're going to twist. So Jackson's hand will find his dad's knee. Go ahead, guys. And Andy's arm will find Jackson's knee. Yeah, and go ahead and move your hand to that knee, Andy. Good job. And they're looking over that shoulder. And then go ahead and switch. Perfect. Nice job, you guys. And this is a nice twist you can go back and forth several times with. And then we're going to interlace those elbows. Andy, being the bigger one, will be on top. We'll allow Jackson to go back first. So Andy's going to go forward fold. Jackson, nice chest opener here. You want to make sure that he keeps his sit bones on the ground. And he's leaning his head back on his dad's back. And then Jackson's going to go forward, and you'll notice here that as Andy is a lot bigger, he's going to support himself, support his weight gently with his hands, and get his own chest opener there. And this can go back and forth several times. Perfect, guys. Thanks. All right, so Eliza and Andy here are facing each other. They're in Sukhasana pose. Their legs are crisscrossed. Liza's doing a little half lotus because she likes to. It's not necessary. And they're going to do a seated twist facing forward. So again, opposite hand is going to opposite knee. And they're looking over that shoulder. Nice spinal twist here. They're sitting up nice and tall. I will often tell people that back arm is like their kickstand. It's helping prop them up into a good posture. And go ahead and switch to the other side. One of the fun things with partner poses is you can always communicate and coordinate with each other, making sure that you don't hit each other as you maneuver. All right, good job. We'll go into the center. This is a pose, go ahead, that I will often do to start class or to end class. And I'll ask people to close their eyes and just to, get in tune with their breath and with the partner. This pose, you notice you can't push too hard either way. There has to be a balance in the relationship, and breathing in nice and deep in through the nose and out through the nose. Just like with any parent-child relationship or any partner relationship, there has to be equality. If one person's pressing too hard, Liza, keep hanging in there. So I will often tell kids a certain amount of breaths to help them stay in the pose. Like you're going to stay in here for 6 breaths, nice and slow, so they can count the poses and stay with the pose and help them feel that calm and that connecting with the partner. Okay, so another great pose you can do with a partner, it's a very beginner pose, is a nice wide leg stance. So you notice Eliza is shorter than I am, so her legs are right onto my ankles. So if you have a kid who's a lot smaller, you may have them scoot in and put their feet on your calves, ankles, feet. Of course, as the partner is bigger and more equal, then you guys will go feet to feet. So Liza and I are going to hold on, and I'm going to actually hold on to her wrists, just because, again, we have a difference in height. So Liza's going to go back. She's going to go all the way as I lean forward. We want to make sure the feet stay nice and flexed. And then when I'm ready for her to come up, I might just give her a little squeeze. And she knows that she's going to come up, and then it's her turn to get that nice forward fold. And again, to communicate, she might say, "That's good, Mom," or she might give my hand a little squeeze to let me know I'm pulling far enough and she's getting enough of a stretch. So I call this the seesaw, and you can go back and forth several times. Go ahead and relax there, Liza. Good job. Excellent. All right, so another pose that we can do, I'll cross my hands like so, hold on to Liza's hands, and we stir the pot. So we go one way, bring it all the way around. Really wonderful hip opener. And you want to make sure if you do this pose, you go both directions. Reach for those feet. Woo, we lost a foot. Good job. All right, excellent. Okay, Jackson and Liza are going to show us a stacked triangle pose. So they're going to move into Trikonasana by moving their hip back, straightening that front leg. And then Liza's reaching back for Jackson's leg, Jackson's reaching for hers, and then they connect hands just like so. Liza, see if you can't look towards the camera or even up towards the upper arm. Straighten that leg. There you go. All right, coming up. They're going to move into, we'll call it treehouse pose. All right, hands are like they're giving each other a high five. They're going to gently lean towards each other while moving their feet out, letting their hips go back and their chest fall through the arms. Good job, you guys. That looks awesome. And this pose really only works with people who are pretty evenly matched in height. All right, so Jackson and Liza are going to do what we call double wind cell. They're going to bring their foot out. Jackson, go ahead and bring that foot out. There we go. And allow their shoulder blades to squeeze together. They're going to look either forward or even up towards the ceiling. Okay, and if you're doing this right, it kind of makes a heart shape right there in the middle. Wonderful chest opener. And again, they're communicating with each other as to how far they need to go forward. If they're pulling too hard, lean more, he says. There you go. Good job. All right, so we have Andy here. He's going to do what we call windsail pose. He's going to bring 1 foot forward, whatever he feels like is going to be the strongest foot to brace himself. Liza's going to reach her hands behind. He's going to hold on to her hands, and she's going to lean forward, making sure that she's bringing the pelvis forward. Okay. Liza, see if you can bring those hips even more forward. There we go. Good. And Liza, look up towards the ceiling or even back towards your daddy, like a nice arc in the back. Good job. So a windsail pose. Now this pose can be done with the bigger person in the front, and Jackson and Andy are going to show you how to do that. We've done this pose a lot, so I know that Jackson can support my weight and he can support his dad's weight. Parents, if you are doing this with your kids, you may just try to very gently lean forward and not really bring all your weight first. But you notice, even though Andy's not going forward very far, he's still getting a wonderful chest opener there. Good job, you guys. All right, Andy's going to move into down dog here. He's going to plant his toes down to the ground, push through into his heels, really pushing those hips up into the air. Then Jackson puts his feet up onto his back and a little double down dog. Good job. To get off, he slowly put his knees back down. Excellent. Okay, you ready? All right, so this one is a double forward fold. So Jackson and I have both put our feet about hip width or wider. Since I have a bit of a belly, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit wider than hip width, but you want to start with about hip width. And then we're going to forward fold, reaching down towards the ground. You don't have to reach the ground for this pose. You're reaching between your legs for your partner. Good job. And then what we're going to do, letting go, we'll bring those legs nice and wide for a double wide angle stretch. Excellent. Okay, so you can reach for each other's wrists or forearms, whatever feels right. You're letting your head hang nice and heavy. Big smile. You look really silly like this. Good job. All right, and come out of that, we'll plant those hands into the ground, and you can either hop back in or gently come back up. All right. Jackson and I are going to also show you the double tree pose. So in this pose, hi bear, pause. Ready? So all right, we're going to do double tree here. Our feet are about 3 inches apart. You want to make sure you're close enough that you can put your arm around each other. And again, I'm the tallest, so I'm going to be on the top. Jackson's going to gently wrap his hand around my hip there. And first of all, we're going to get prepped. That middle leg will be rooted down into the earth. You're going to zip up the spine. You want to make sure when you're doing that double tree that you yourself are grounded. Then we're going to move that knee out to the side. So go ahead and move your knee out to the side. Excellent. And then we're going to find that place on our leg that's right for us. Okay? And you may want to let your partner go first and then move so you're not wiggling at the same time. Okay? And you can find palm to palm here. Right? So another variation of the pose is bringing the soles of your feet together. Makes it a little bit more tricky, but if you're feeling up to it, it's a lot of fun. So, double tree pose. So the last pose we're going to do today is a stacked plank. And Andy's going to go into his plank pose. Nice and strong. Then Jackson will hold on to his ankles, put his feet up. So the key here is that everyone involved in plank pose needs to have strong arms, strong body. Hold your core tight. Jackson, look straight down for me. Okay. Now usually I will take Eliza and help her get up on there so we can stack everybody up. But today we'll just stack 2. And then Jackson's going to come off gently. And there we go. And Andy will put his knees down, maybe find a nice child's pose. Perfect.